Hey guys, hey, this is Mr. H. This is question 80. I wanted to do this one because every exam they have a system of inequalities that they want you to graph, and basically all you are doing is you're going to use relation and you're going to enter the inequality. You're going to get a couple points off of each one of the inequalities, and then you're going to graph it. You're going to shade it appropriately. And then the overlap is going to be the solution. So let me show you exactly what I mean. I'm going to start with the first one. So now here's the key. We got two inequalities. 3 is less than or equal to a negative 3/4 x plus 5. And then we have 3x minus 2y is greater than 4. So we got two inequalities here. We're just going to graph them. And then we're going to answer this question down at the bottom. It says, is 6(3) a solution? Now, even if you don't know how to graph, you can answer this question. You can store 6 into x, 3 into y, type in both of these inequalities. If you get two true statements, then it is a solution. If either one or both of them are false, it's not a solution. So basically, if this 6 and 3 make this true and make this true, then it's a solution. Anything else is not a solution. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the calculator now. Let me go get it. So here, now this is in function mode. In order for us to graph, we've got to put it in relation mode. So all you do is delete the equal sign, and then you'll see all these inequalities. Choose option 6, because that's the easiest. And now all you're going to do is you're just going to type in the inequality. So this is going to be y is less than or equal to a negative 3/4 x. That's the slope. Plus the y-intercept is 5. Press enter. Okay, let me do one more thing. I'm going to put some grid lines. Menu 2, 6, 3. All right, got grid lines. All right, so here's one of the graphs. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use menu 51, menu 5, 1, and one of the points is 0, 5. So that's going to be one of the points that I'm going to use. 0, 5. And then I am, let's see where another one is. Let's see here. This looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to do 4. So I'm looking for, what I'm doing is I'm looking for 2 points that go through these corners. Okay, here's a corner. Here's a corner right here. So I'm just going to do menu 51. Menu 51. And then I'm going to type in 4. Let me try that again. Menu 51. And then I'm going to type in 4. Okay. And then it takes me to this point. It tells me that that point is 4, 2. So now that I have those 2 points, I am going to graph them. So it was 0, 5 and 4, 2. So let's look at my iPad. So on my iPad, one of the points is 0, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I put it there. And the other one was 4, 2. So I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 2. Now that's my 2 points. So now all I'm going to do is try to draw a straight line through those points. Not the best, but that's close enough. And then I'm going to shade underneath it. So shade, this is how you shade. And that's what I'm doing. So I've done this first one. And also notice that this has an equal sign. So that's why this is a closed line. Now I'm going to do the second one. So I go back to the calculator, I press tab, and then I'm going to type in 3x minus 2y is greater than 4. And I press enter. And there's my second one. Now, I need some more points here. So let me move this. Here's one point right here. It looks like a 0, -2. And then here's another point, but I'm going to be careful and use menu 51. Now, menu 51 starts on the blue line. I have to arrow up to the next line. And let me see, I'm going to put in 0. And it takes me to this point. It says 0, -2. So I'm going to use that point and put it on my iPad. And then let's see. Now, if you're not sure what points to use, just do a bunch and try to find one that doesn't have decimals. Okay, here's one, 2, 1. So if I go over 2 and up 1. Now, notice if you hover over this line right here, let me get rid of. If you hover over this line, you see that it's not a solid line like the blue one. And that's because this does not have an equal sign. So what you're going to do is we're going to try to draw, whoops, that's not a good line. We're going to try to draw a straight line. Not the best, but it should not be a solid line. So we're going to have to do some, all right, because it should not be a solid line. It should be dashed. So what I'm doing is I'm breaking this line up because I don't want it to be dashed. Now, if you look at this, the shading is underneath it to the right. So I am going to shade underneath to the right. Now, the solution for this system of inequalities is basically where those two overlap. So I'm going to say right here, this is the solution. Anything in here is part of the solution set. It goes, anything in this part right here is the solution set. Okay. So now let's check that 0.21. So, or let's check the 0.63. So if we go over 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. This is not a part of the solution. So let me put this over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. This point right here is not a part of the solution set. So, and if you store these two numbers, let me go back to my iPad now. All right, so look, I found 2 points for the blue, and I drew a solid blue line, and then I found 2 points for the red, and then I tried to make this a dash line, and then I shaded appropriately underneath on both of them, and this little overlap part is the solution set. Now, the 0.63 is right here. That is not a part of the solution. That's not good. Let's use so 0.63. That point is not in the solution set. So you would say no. You would say no. It isn't a solution. It is not a solution because it's not in the solution set. Not in solution set. Or if you store these two numbers and put them into the X and Y, and you say, one of these is not going to be true. I think it's going to be this one. It's going to give you false. This will give you true. That's another way that you can explain it. But either way would work. All right, I am going to stop this.